Good morning, it's today again. Welcome back to Joseph's Reserves. I'm Joseph, and I store 20% of my income in the form of rare coins and precious metals. Recently, I've been trading some silver into gold, and last weekend, I pulled the trigger on a very large trade. It's been suggested that I make another video going over how much gold that I have, kind of like an update video, and that's exactly what today is. Congratulations to John Motter-Zajewski for being the first comment on my last video. Definitely go find him down below in the comments and start a conversation. Alright, so we've got nearly the whole stack out here. I just have a few more coins to put out. As you can see, I'm going pretty heavy into fractional gold. I believe that these smaller pieces are going to run the market here in a few years, but that's a topic for another video. All I have left is this aged cheddar. I'm filling this mouse pouch with 100 pieces of history, 100 pieces of coins, silver and gold that are at least 150 years old. So watch as that grows, but let's get right into the collection that I have here. We'll start with American products, specifically American Eagles. As you can see here, I've got a few 1/10 ounce coins and 2 1/4 ounce coins. And then I do have my graded 1 ounce American Eagle and graded 1/10 ounce for both type 1 and type 2. So for the American Eagles for type 1 and 2, I have both types for 1/10 ounce and 1/4 ounce, only the type 1 for 1 ounce. And I might work on filling out an entire type set just on these, but I really like the 1/10 ounce and 1/4 ounce size. Alright, so right here we already have 2 ounces of gold just in American Gold Eagles. So that's where we're going to start our counter up in the top right hand corner. That's 2 ounces already, and we'll just keep adding to that so you don't have to do the math, I'll do it for you. So if you don't know, American Gold Eagles are 22 karat, which makes the next category American 24 karat gold. I do have this 1 ounce buffalo and a 1/10 ounce mercury dime, so that'll add another 1.1 ounces, making it 3.1 ounces of American gold. Of course, I do have some pre-33, but we'll get to that later. Next up, I have another 1 ounce coin, a South African Krugerrand, so we'll go there next. I do have the 1 ounce and a few 1/10 ounce coins, so that's going to add another 1.2 ounces of gold to this stack. The South African Krugerrand is also 22 karat, and that does it for my modern 22 karat bullion. So we'll move over to 24 karat, and that actually leads me right into my next largest collection, which is actually Australian coins. I love the Perthman dragons, so I have 2 1/4 ounce Perthmans, as well as a 1/10 ounce dragon, and I have here a kangaroo, a nugget, and this square coin. And this comes together to add another 0.9 ounces of Australian gold, taking the total up to 5.2 ounces. Next up, I'm just going to bring out all of the remainder of the easy-to-count bullion stuff weighed in ounces. So I do have some Canadian maples, a Mexican Libertad, and a Chinese panda. And it's kind of ironic that these are the 3 countries that are kind of the leftovers, because these 3 are like the leaders in the bullion space. After the South African Krugerrand came out with the idea of having troy ounce coins, the Canadian maple came out with the first 24 karat coin that was 3/9 gold. Shortly after the panda came out in 1982, they continued with 3/9 gold, even though Canada moved up to 4/9. And of course, Mexico has a huge reputation for their silver. They were the first country to have troy ounce silver. Next up, we're going to go to Austrian gold, and I'll use this to segue into my circulated or non-troy ounce size coins. So here I have a 1/10 ounce Austrian Philharmonic next to a 4 ducat. The 4 ducat is 0.4426 ounces. And that is actually 98.6% pure gold. And so instead of 22 karat, it's just shy of 3/9 fine. So we are already at 6.1426 ounces, and we're just now getting into the circulated gold. So you'll see these numbers are kind of all over the place. So again, we'll start with American gold. I have here a half eagle, 2 quarter eagles, and a $1 coin. So the eagle is actually the term for the $10 coin. So we have a $5, $2, $2.50, and a $1. All this together is just over half an ounce at 0.5321 ounces, bringing the total already to 6.6741 ounces. After 1837, America used 90% gold, which is very similar to the Mexican gold that was circulating at the time. Here I have some Mexican gold. This is a 2.5 peso, 2 pesos, and in this capsule I have a 5 pesos. So here I have 9.5 pesos. This gold here accumulates to 0.2291 ounces, bringing our total to 6.9032 ounces. Next up, we have my collection of Latin Monetary Union gold. This is also 90%, but they're all denominated in francs, or an easy 1-to-1 conversion to francs. So I have a few 20 franc coins as well as a 10 franc coin. These are from France and Switzerland. And these 70 francs actually make up 0.6534 ounces, bringing the total to 7.5566 ounces. And these 20 francs, this Latin Monetary Union gold, is actually some of my favorite gold. The 10 francs being just shy of 1/10 of an ounce, and the 20 francs being 0.1867 ounces put them right in a sweet spot of most people's budgets. The next section of circulated gold that I like to collect is British sovereigns. One sovereign is just shy of 1/4 ounce, and I also have this quarter sovereign, which is only just a bit more than 1/20 of an ounce. But these 2 1/4 sovereigns actually make up 0.5297 ounces. So now we've broken that 8-ounce mark. British gold very much interests me because it is 22 karat, but it has a total weight of 8 grams for the full sovereign. So this right here is 18 grams of 22 karat, and I just find that incredibly interesting how it's a nice round number in total weight. And now we'll go ahead and finish this up by talking about all of my non-coin bullion products. We'll start with these gram bars. I have this full sheet of 25 1 grams, another large assay 1 gram, a large assay 5 gram, and a small assay 1 gram. This all totals to 32 grams of pure gold, or 1.0288 ounces. I do like having these 1 gram bars, but they're just not quite as exciting as the coins for me personally. And speaking of not exciting, next up I do have a generic 1/100th of an ounce, as well as a generic 1/200th of an ounce. So these do add a little bit of gold, but again, I'm just not excited about them. And then next up, I do have a lot of comments about these gold backs that I'm going to show here in a second. The gold backs are not a great way to stack clearly. They have an incredibly high premium, and they're not quite a product that anyone is used to. However, they're meant for a currency exchange. If you can use them as a currency exchange and as the tool that they were meant to be, then they are absolutely amazing. I haven't actually spent any, but I do have these 22.5 gold backs, which does add to my gold holdings and are actually lower premium than what I'm about to show next. I have this 1/8 of a grain of gold. It takes 480 grains to make up an ounce, so it would take 3,840 of these. And while these only cost about $5, that's actually more than 3 times their spot value. So that is my current gold holdings, 9.1529 ounces. The current spot price has that just over $43,000, but who knows, that might even change by the time this video is uploaded. If you like this content, make sure you give it a thumbs up, and make sure you go down in the comments and ask for any video or any discussion about a specific coin that you saw or are more interested in. I love making videos specifically about certain series or why I collect certain things that I do. Make sure to subscribe and share the video, but most of all, thank you so much for watching, and just remember, every ounce adds up, so no matter how small, just keep stacking.